A sad tragedy. A violent nation is shocked by violence. A nation that dines on violence, that wears violence, and is entertained by violence, is shocked by violence. One of the witnesses of the Colorado shooting said on the Terror Vision set, it looked like hunting season. Well, really, is that what hunting season looks like? I mean, maybe we should take a look at hunting season, and also if innocent beings are just being gunned down for no reason, or for the pleasure of psychotic sniping, maybe we should recognize that no one deserves that. Humans or those other than human. You're just there minding your own business, whether it's in the Century Aurora 16 movie theater or out in the forest, and some psychotic comes and blows you away. I mean, it's just not right. It's just not right. And everybody's talking about this dude, James Holmes, all surprised that he's the shooter. You would never expect someone like him to do this. I mean, there were no signs in his past, they say. In fact, he's the brightest of the brightest. Scholarship recipient, graduating with honors, PhD candidate. Whenever I hear about someone who is a serial killer, somebody guilty of a heinous crime, my first thoughts are always, where is the animal abuse in his past? You remember serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer? He killed and cannibalized at least 17 people in the Milwaukee area. As a child, he caught animals and tortured and killed them. He impaled the heads of dogs, cats, and frogs on sticks. The FBI and others who do research in the field of criminology have linked animal cruelty to serial killings, serial rapes, child abuse, domestic violence. Ted Bundy learned to torture animals by seeing his father do it, and then Bundy tortured and killed animals as a child, and as an adult, he was convicted of 2 murders but suspected of 40 others. Son of Sam David Berkowitz was convicted of 13 murders and attempted murders. He had a history of abusing neighbors' dogs, including shooting one of them. The Boston Strangler, killer of 13 women. Albert DeSalvo trapped dogs and cats as a child and shot them with arrows. And now we have James Holmes, the movie theater mass murderer, who could, who could ever expect such shocking behavior from this honors student at Westfield High School in San Diego, the PhD candidate at the University of Colorado, Denver, the genius who graduated with a bachelor's degree in neuroscience from UC Riverside, right here in the Inland Empire, near where we're broadcasting today. He was called, quote, one of the nation's outstanding neuroscientists and academicians, end quote. Well, how could we ever have expected such behavior? Well, the dude is a vivisector. He's a mad scientist, animal researcher. His career has been based in animal abuse. This guy, is like a vivisection superstar. Starting at an early age, during high school, he was an intern at that San Diego Institution of Higher Animal Abuse, the Salk Institute, where I remember protesting against vivisection. So vivisector James Holmes got his training for disrespect for life at an early age at the iconic Salk Institute. And what aspiring vivisector wouldn't want to attend a university that is really a historic landmark in animal experimentation? It is the University of California at Riverside. Nearby here again, Holmes was probably aware of the fine UC Riverside tradition of animal abuse. Proud of its work as a revealed to the world in the famous story of Britches in 1985. Britches was a monkey born in a breeding colony at UC Riverside who was removed from his mother at birth and his eyes were sewn shut. And then he had a sonar device attached to his head in what was to be a 3-year sensory deprivation study. Well, someone on the inside was so horrified by this science, vivisection, it's fraudulent science that impedes medical progress in and advances in human health. So anyway, somebody on the inside was so horrified by this science that word got out to PETA and the Los Angeles-based group Last Chance for Animals. And somehow, shortly thereafter, UC Riverside was paid a visit by the ALF, the Animal Liberation Front, who liberated britches and about 500 other animals, cats, mice, rabbits, pigeons, opossums, rats. UC Riverside said the ALF caused $700,000 in damages. Video of the ALF action made it to PETA, who released the britches story. And when you hear a story like that, a poor baby monkey taken from his mother, his eyes shown, implant in the head from animal abusers, what does that make you want to do? Well, for James Holmes, it was natural. It was, hey, that's where I want to go to school. And the fact that there are so many charges of animal welfare violations against UC Riverside, it probably sealed the deal for James Holmes. And through the Inland Empire Press Enterprise, we get some insight into vivisector Holmes' time at UC Riverside, that he toiled away the hours working in 2 of the school's laboratories. Holmes worked in the Department of Chemistry and the Department of Cellular Biology and Neuroscience. His resume lists his experience as a lab assistant with the objective of becoming a lab technician. Holmes perfected his disrespect for life from 2007 to 2009 at UC Riverside, working as a lab assistant engaged in microscopic work with the muscle of mice, neuromapping of the zebra finch, and building slides of hummingbird muscles. So, what did you do in school today, Johnny? Oh, I ripped up some birds and rodents. Oh, that's our little genius there. You'll make us proud someday. Yeah. So a PhD in animal cruelty can be very financially rewarding. So to get his PhD in animal abuse, vivisector Holmes chose the University of Colorado at Denver and the Auschwitz Medical Campus. Sorry, that's the Anschutz Medical Campus. The words look alike to me and sound alike. Probably feel alike to the animals, huh? So how does the U of Colorado attract mad scientists, vivisectors like Holmes to come to its school? Well, look at its website. Quote, animal work will take place in the vivarium of the University of Colorado, Denver, and the Denver Health Laboratory. The UCD vivarium is a state-of-the-art facility to conduct research using any type of animal. It is a locked facility with access available only to those approved for entry. There are designated areas for mouse work. Okay, then it goes on about the housing of mice and where you can experiment on mice and etc. But so there's your selling point. There's your selling point that you go somewhere for your education, and the selling point is that it's a locked facility. Wow, if there's nothing to hide, let us inside. That's the selling point, that you do your work in a locked facility for maniacs like vivisector Holmes to do their dirty work. Oh, and speaking of dirty work, what was James Holmes doing for money while attending UC Riverside? He was working at McDonald's. Yeah, this guy isn't just satisfied unless his body is surrounding him, everywhere, wherever he is. So, the working at McDonald's may explain Holmes' unusual behavior when he was arrested. In jail, the guards said that he was just spitting everywhere. He was spitting at the door, spitting at people, and ironically, in our society, as blind to violence as if, we all had our eyes sewn shut. In jail, he was For his first breakfast, he got grits and sausages, and for lunch, he had a ham sandwich. So the murderer gets murder victims on his plate, and that's the violence we choose not to see, huh? We see the movie house massacre, but not the slaughterhouse massacre. All of this violence, and you are what you eat. There was a study done not far from here a few years back at the Apple Valley Medium Correctional Facility, a pilot vegan program. Inmates who went vegan had 90% fewer behavioral problems than the flesh-eating inmates there. And if you read the article on the website of IVU, the International Vegetarian Union, the article, The Effect of Animal Protein on Human Behavior, it points to a calcium-phosphorus imbalance and deposits on the brain caused by meat that lead to personal belligerence. Now, I know this past week, in reaction to the shooting, Mayor Bloomberg of New York urged our two political leaders to address the problem, and even a frustrated Bloomberg said, "Don't talk in generalities. What can we do?" Well, they will never not talk in generalities, nor will they ever talk in reality. And as usual, it would be a mistake to expect leadership from misleaders. But, if you're against violence, there is something that you can do today. If you're against mass killings, a massacre that will kill 1.5 million Americans this year, more than Mr. Vivisector Holmes killed, that kills 10 billion innocent animals, you can go vegan. You can go vegan right now and take the violence off your plate. That's a suggestion to you, Mayor Bloomberg, of what we can do. We can shut down every research lab and put every vivisector under psychiatric evaluation right now if we want a less violent society. We can get violence off our plates. We can get it off the college campus. And we should stop it as a form of entertainment also. Remember that comment about the hunting season? And today after the show, we go to the circus protest, and that is a spectacle based in violence. This is Go Vegan Radio with Bob Linden, goveganradio.com. Listener supported. We depend on you for donations so that we can buy radio airtime. You can check me out on Facebook. Look for Bob Linden. Bob, Linden. There's also a Go Vegan Radio with Bob Linden there. And on Twitter, it is @Go Vegan Radio.